Super excited to be here with one of my really good friends, one of my childhood friends, Joel. Of course, he's not giving his last name either. Like, people aren't going to know who you are. I love it. What's up, Joel?
What's good? What's good? What's good? 50 days to 50, huh?
50 days to 50. I decided to be extra and do a whole campaign. Why
Hey,
not?
nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that at
No,
all.
might as well celebrate it. So, Joel,
Right?
introduce yourself, tell the people who you are, and tell them how long we've known each other.
Wow. Joel from Belmont. We grew up
From
together. I mean, we knew each other from what?
I don't know. Like,
Over
I just
40
remember,
years now?
I remember going to, no, not even 40 years. Like, I remember going to your parties as a kid. Like, you
As
had
a
like a
kid,
cool
yeah, yeah.
birthday party. You had cool birthday parties. Akil had cool birthday parties.
Akil, Frankie had cool birthday parties too. DJ
I didn't have
Spoiled Brats.
shout out to all our people.
Shout out.
I tagged spoiled brats in this one. Yeah, no, you used to have some. So I remember you. Yo, dude, I don't remember not knowing you.
Yeah, for real. From since.
So from since, yeah, from for instance, primary school, maybe, yeah, maybe kindergarten, no, probably
Yeah.
primary school. Yeah.
Even,
So it's been a while
yeah.
since we've known each other. So, and we've gone through that journey of like living in Trinidad and then coming to America and reconnecting and building a bond because the move to America, man, you remember that?
Yeah. It's so funny that we moved like all in the same year.
1993.
1993. Yeah.
We've been living up here a minute.
That's been wow. It's a
So
roller coaster ride on its own.
right. So talk about a story. Do you have a story to tell of our, somewhere throughout the years of
One
that
story? Just one? You sure just one?
all right,
We
maybe
have
we have time
plenty
for
of
two
stories.
2 minutes. But just
Yeah, yeah.
embarrass me. So if you have to
Man,
dig back in
so
the treasure trove of stories, where would you go with it?
after leaving New York and I moved to Florida, we still kept in contact. You were working at Atlantic City. I think it was Caesars. Never saw you in a professional setting before, right? And we came up. I think it was my brother and I. Yeah, I think we came up and it was just like a long weekend or something. And to see you interacting with guests, like, there's not the same person I grew up with, there's like, there's a professional version right here. So it was like, yeah, that's one of the standout memories for me, when your
That's
business
crazy.
card and everything. It was like, okay, yeah, we stepping up into the world, the small little tiny island no more.
We're in Atlantic City.
Right,
We're
in
in
Atlantic City now.
was crazy about Atlantic City was Valerie and I, because we just actually did our recording earlier on, and she talked about when I got fired from Nine West because it was all her fault, by the
Oh
way.
yeah,
She still says I had no
9.
accountability for that. So I got fired from Nine West and I got the job at Caesars like a week later. And while being
Wow,
in college, I was promoted to front desk supervisor. So I was
right, yep,
so I'm like managing people and doing all the
right,
things. Right. So when you showed up, I see my friends in the back of my mind. I'm like, yeah. But then I'm like working. I'm like,
right. But then it's like, nope, nope.
we
You're
hold
on
this together.
stage.
I'm like, they're gonna see that they'll deal with it. We'll be like, well, afterwards. But it was like really,
Afterwards, yep,
you know what I mean? But
for
that
real.
was the start of really kind of understanding, I guess, my leadership skills.
Leadership, yep.
Right. And just trying to
No, for real.
build those. And it was crazy. Atlantic City was just a crazy world. I look back at it and I'm like, sometimes I forget about it actually, you know what I mean? But it was such an important part of what we did. But I think the other thing is we spent a lot of time together, commiserating around leaving Trinidad and moving to the US because that was that time we left when, we had friends, we were popular, you know what I mean? Like we had things going on. We were 19, we were, you know what I mean? And then we came to the US and
Yeah,
it was just the start. You literally had to start over. And all we had like each other and, like all our peoples to kind of like keep us grounded a little bit because it was crazy. It was crazy out here, right?
Crazy. Yeah. Yep. It was. It was. Wow. That was my first. We had first winter, and it was just like terrible, terrible. And
What do we
it
do here?
was.
What do we do with this stuff? You know what
I
I'm saying?
I was so thankful to having you and Sosa and Belgrave around, because that winter was a rough one. That was a rough time for me, being abroad for the first time away from family. So much family, and it's just you alone, basically. So for you all to be around just holding it down was major,
Yeah,
major, major,
we
major.
spent like every week when I moved to New York. I feel like I was still in Camden. I was still in Camden going to Rutgers, but I think we
Yeah.
made effort to spend like as much time together as possible. It was like what, 5 of us. We were
Yep.
spending as much time as
Shit,
possible
we'll
together.
jump on that bus, that Peter Pan bus, and head over.
The Peter Pan bus.
Yep. Crazy,
No, it was like
crazy
$20, right?
times. Right? Some crazy, but cheap. Gone. Camden for the weekend.
Right.
Gone.
Yo,
Yeah.
it was that
Just want
connection
to be
just to,
around people I know.
yeah, it was hard.
Just
Those
to be
first few
around people
years,
in this strange big land.
100%. When I look back on my journey in America, I think of you because I'm like, the move to Orlando, even that. I remember when I was getting the Hilton job. So remember the Hilton job? I came in to interview for Hilton and I stayed with you. I was like, all right, cool.
Yep.
I'm gonna stay with you. I stayed with you. You were driving me to the interview the next morning. So we're getting ready. I'm getting myself together, whatever. You're like, do your thing, whatever.
Yeah.
The funny thing is, I was like, Dread, I don't have any underwear. I forgot my underwear. You're like, do we have enough time to go to like Walmart or something? I'm like, no, we just gotta go. So the whole time we're driving, we're laughing about it. And I'm like, Jet. And you and I are cool enough to say that to you.
Right? People just don't understand. It's like, yo.
You know what I'm saying? I'm like, this is my boy since forever. So I'm like, how are we gonna do this? Yo, I went in there and I was supposed to present. I had a presentation. I had a bunch of different things happening. And I remember walking in there, meeting the lady that had done the phone interview with me. And after I met her, I didn't do anything. I didn't present. I didn't do anything. They brought HR in and they were like, you're hired. And I thought to myself, I was just like, is it the no panties? I went through that process. I was like, is it
Right?
this? It was just so funny that I'm like, I got the job. And then we moved and then we moved from Memphis to Orlando. I mean, we stayed with you for that first week and a half, you know what I'm saying? So it was just, it's crazy. So as I look back on my journey in America, you know what I mean? Like we've had some fun times together. We've had some crazy times, but you know what I mean? It's been good, just, our
Miami
parents,
Carnival.
Miami Carnival.
Like our first experience down there. I was like, wow.
Yep, our trip is back to Trinidad, our first trip back to Trinidad.
That's
right?
true.
First few trips,
So
right?
Yeah.
Right? Because my house rented out at the time. And so my parents were here. And so I stayed at your house, right?
Yep.
So it was
you stayed with me for a little bit. Yeah, shoot.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, we could.
100%. You know what I mean? It's been like that type of, so I give thanks as I move to 50, I give thanks for having people like you in my life. You know what I mean? I think if I didn't, I don't know that I'd be grounded and you know what I mean? And, I could get in my, I can be up there sometimes in the clouds. And then Joel will be like, it's right. Come on, don't be mad. So, guys, the running joke is that even in Trinidad, I went to like this prep school, and so all my friends are like,
running joke you did. It wasn't. No, it wasn't.
Yeah.
You did.
I was a little sophisticated for in my younger age.
She didn't play outside with us, She just limed. She wouldn't play. She just limed.
I
Don't
did
let it
play with
touch
you
me. Don't let it touch me.
Oh my God, so inappropriate. I wasn't as hardcore. You're right. I was not as hardcore. I was,
Marley.
I had some other things going on. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
I had some other things going on in my
We were the street kids.
and I was like, hey, street kids.
Right?
Oh yeah, I'll be friends with you guys.
Mind you, the other girls that was playing football, cricket, everything with us, but not Miss Monlouis.
My mom would not let me outside all the time. You know what I mean? I was under some,
She's a cheerleader. Cheerleader.
I do things, So okay, so if you had to say one thing you recall about me that I've rolled into the business, what do you think that one thing, one trait or thing would be?
It's always about determination, you know? You always that go getter. Determined to go get it. Remember the time so Swenteen and then you was gonna go into the other branch.
I was thinking about the Navy. I did the ASVAB and was thinking about the Navy. Yep.
Yeah, and I was like, well, if you go, I go in. So it's just like you always that leader, you know.
Mm.
Yes, yeah,
Wow, I appreciate that. That's dope. You know what I'm saying? That's high praise to come there, But it's just a matter of, trying to I think the circumstances, right? We come out here, we're ripped from the womb of Trinidad by our parents who wanted a better life for us.
for real,
I'm not,
for
you
real.
know what I mean? Like,
Yeah,
no shade. Love you, mom. But I think it's to just kind of get here, you gotta figure it out. And it's like I think the opportunity is to really hustle and go all out, go all out.
yeah,
So
because we didn't have that solid example. Like I didn't have that. I mean, your mom was up here, so
yeah.
but I was just like, yo, I'm gonna stick with the crew that I know with, and we're gonna figure it out together, And
Yeah. And 30 years later. The crew that we know, you know what I mean? I think, the Old Faithful, the Belmont crew, the growing up there, just having my childhood friend be able to come on and talk to me about, my life and give me that reflection is just perfect, is exactly what I needed, you know what I mean? And I'm so grateful just grateful to have you in my life.
I'm grateful. Likewise. I mean, for real. If it
Yeah.
wasn't for you guys, for real, it would have been a longer journey.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like as I've gone through these videos, the immigrant, tone has, or theme has come up, and that journey is a really crazy journey when
Yeah.
you not from here and you gotta every part, like the culture in New York is different to the culture in Florida, to the culture in the South. Like there's so many nuances that you're like
Yeah.
adapting to. And you're like, how do they read? And as a Trini,
Right.
like we see things so different and you can't say it this way. And it's just like, always paying attention to how you do it, what you do,
Yep.
those things. So it's just like, yeah, it's a
You
lot.
adapt
It's a
to
lot.
every situation, you just adapt to it.
Yeah, just adaptability. So I think once you leave, you get here and yeah, you have to be flexible and you gotta adapt. And the first few
Yep.
years took us a long time to adapt, but we did it, So
Yep.
to adapting. So my brother, I give thanks for you doing this with me. This was awesome, awesome, awesome.
Hey, anytime.
Yep, 100%. Thank you, thank you.
You're
I wouldn't have been
welcome.
able to do this without you. So I really, really appreciate you. So 50 days to 50, man.
For real. We'll catch up.